Hello, my name's Adam Purvis. I'd like to welcome all of you to GRHD121, Introduction to Digital Illustration, and I'll be your instructor for the term of May. First, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been working as a graphic designer and art director for about 17 years. The past 9.5 as an art director for a magazine called Horse and Rider, which is based in Boulder, Colorado. I've also been teaching at Westwood Online for about 9.5 years as well. I live in Broomfield, Colorado, which is between Denver and Boulder. I've been married to my lovely wife Becky for 13 years, and we have 2 sons, Atticus and Holden, who are 9 and 6. We also have a couple dogs and a cat. This term, you're basically going to be focusing on a couple of things. One is the nuts and bolts of Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud, which you'll be learning primarily through the lessons, the classroom in a book. You'll also have 2 projects over the course of the term. One of them will be a logo. You can either redesign an existing logo or create a logo for a company of your own choosing. And then you'll also create a digital illustration with a communication component as your second project. Obviously, learning the software is essential for this class, but you want the 2 projects that you create to be strong enough to go in a portfolio, which means you need to not only be developing your technical skills, but you also need to be developing your concepting skills. The best designers know how to use both the software and know how to concept very well. By concept, it means coming up with an idea that isn't just something that's been done a million times, and portraying it in a way that communicates to your target audience and really gets them to act. Graphic design is about communicating a message and getting your audience to act based on that message. If you have a design that looks great but doesn't communicate and doesn't get your audience to act, well, then that design isn't going to be terribly successful. So you need to be thinking about your concept as well as the visuals of the design. And that's something as a designer you do every day. You're trying to come up with ways to communicate ideas that get people's attention and get them to act, regardless of the design you are going into, whether it be print or web, or even doing, if you're in animation, you're going to be creating things that have to get people's attention. And if it's for a movie or video game, you got to get them to go see the movie or buy the video game and play the video game. So everything you're doing is in an effort to try to get people to act. So there's always an end result that you have in mind. It's also essential that you communicate with me. I know life gets in the way sometimes. You're going to have times where you're sick, or you have people in your family that are sick, or your computer crashes, things like that. Communicate with me about that. Let me know in advance what's going on so we can arrange an alternative deadline so you don't get behind in the class. I found that a lot of people end up leaving the class when they get behind and they just feel like they can't catch up, so they kind of quit altogether. So it's essential for you to try to keep up on what's going on. And again, if you get behind, let me know and we'll get it arranged. But it's up to you to communicate with me. You have to take that responsibility, and you can't just not talk to me and submit your assignments a week late and hope that they get graded. Talk to me about what's going on if you're having issues. You're going to hit the ground running, obviously, as if you've been in Westwood, and I'm sure every one of you has. You know that the terms aren't very long, so you got to get in pretty quickly. So this week, we start on a Wednesday. You're on Sunday, May 31st. You're going to have your course introduction as well as your first week of discussion due, which means you got to get 3 posts in pretty quickly. Your assignments for week 1 won't actually be due until the end of week 2, but that means you have your week 1 and week 2 assignments due at the end of week 2. So you don't want to just wait and save them all till the end and try to crunch them in. You need to, like I said, hit the ground running. So, but again, this is a design class. You're gonna, it's design to me is one of the funnest jobs I can imagine. You get to spend lots of time playing and being creative and coming up with ideas. So, if you can do that, then I think you're going to have a fun term, and I think it'll be great for all of us. But again, just keep in touch with me and let me know how everything's going. So have a great term. Thanks.